Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 20th anniversary of Metal Gear Solid 2 here at Metal Gear Speedrunners. Continuing on with today's speedruns, we have JosephJoestar316 showing us Operation Winback on the Nintendo Switch, which is actually a Nintendo 64 version. I can't wait to hear the full explanation of that and many more great things from this run to come, so take it away, sir.
All right, thank you very much, House. What's up, everybody? I present Winback Covert Ops. It's also known as Operation Winback as the PAL version, which is also made available through the N64 expansion pack via the Nintendo Switch. I am playing the NTSC version. It runs a little bit nicer than the PAL version. Sorry, House. But either way, I'll be running through the main storyline on easy. I'll be going through all 31 stages. I hope you guys are all for quite an experience. So as we get going in 5, 4, 3, 2... Wait a minute, which way was it again? Ah, that's right. I always keep forgetting it's this way. Alright, so I've been running Winback for almost a year now. I started with the PS2 version, which is a remake of what I'm playing now. Of course, the original Winback doesn't run nearly as smooth as what you're seeing here. That is thanks to the Nintendo Switch. I suppose they released some of these games at a higher hertz frame rate than what they were originally. But for right now, we're just going to be running past most of the guards if possible. Well, our first task is, well, first to get out of this room. See, there is some CQC in Winback. You just don't notice it at times. So I'm picking up an ammunition pouch at the start. What that's gonna do is give me more ammo, not for the pistol that I'm using now, but it's gonna be for increasing my ammo reserves for both the shotgun and SMG sub-weapons that I have. The pistol is gonna be the most sought-out weapon. At times, it's the only weapon that has infinite ammo. The SMG and shotgun, you have to collect ammo throughout the game. Some of it is just, you know, world drop or other guards will drop them. But the pistol is kind of the best of both worlds. It's got good lock-on range, good damage, plenty of magazine capacity, so it fires up to 14 rounds. It does change based on difficulty. It cuts it down in half when you go to normal. And our very first obstacle is this. Yeah, what the hell is this? Some kind of sensor? Stage 1 is more or less trying to teach you the basics of the game. Of course, we're not going to actually follow that. We're just going to trip right through the sensor. It's a lot faster. And then one thing you're going to notice quite a bit, what you're hearing right now, is that the music of the stages that we're on will change based on my life bars. So there's green, yellow, and red. Which, for safety, I'm just going to pick up these medkits as I see fit. Now, the last laser was blue, which are motion trip sensors. Now, the red ones are quite different. You have to avoid them. One touch, and you're dead. I mean, yes, it is that unforgiving. Alright, so that ends the first stage. So, like I said, we're in the introductory part of the game, if you would. The first 3 stages referred to as the outer ground section. But I guess I haven't really talked about what the story is about with Winback and what makes it, you know, unique. So to summarize a, you know, storyline, terrorists known as the Crying Lions took over this facility, which houses a control center that controls a super weapon known as the Gulf Satellite. It's basically a super weapon that can destroy anything that it targets, and we're deployed to stop the bad guys. And of course, along the way, during the chopper ride over with the SCAT team, the counter-terrorists, the chopper that we were on had some mechanical problems, and everyone had to kind of bail out in a hurry. And so Jean-Luc here is on his way to try to, you know, stop the bad guys. And also, fun fact, he's actually in MGS2, believe it or not. There's a dog tag that actually is the name of Jean-Luc Cougar. If you don't believe me, well, I'll be doing comms for Tyler later in his MGS2 run for Dog Tags Extreme. Alright, so like I said, I'm just going to be avoiding a lot of these confrontations. Some fights I do have to take, whether if it's out of caution or just out of necessity. Also, rip that guard. See, I told you, one hit and it's over. Now, you can actually do a tech here, referred to as a laser skip. But for marathon safety, I'm not going to attempt to go for it since... the one thing I didn't mention yet about what makes this N64 version of Winback different from the PS2 version is that there's not as nearly as many checkpoints. The PS2 version gives you a lot more checkpoints to work with throughout each of these stages, so out of caution, I'm just gonna take a lot of these less risky plays, even though for PB World Record attempts, there are a lot of things you could do to optimize. What if it's skipping boss fights, going through traps a certain way? But we will be showcasing some of those in just a little bit, as well as some out-of-bounds shenanigans that is only done on this version of Winback. So, another thing you gotta get used to is just, not only just the gunfire, but the guards actually yelling at you, saying things like, "Over there! Freeze! Stop!" Let's see, what else? I know there's a this way, but unfortunately I do not hear that throughout this version of the game. It does make me sad. The PS2 version, you hear a lot more of the vocals with the guards, which includes the legendary this way that people come to know and love whenever I run the game. Okay, so with this stage, we gotta get a key in order to advance onto stage 3, which is in this room. Okay, there's the key. Yep, just laying about. It's not quite the same as the PAL cards that we're used to in the Metal Gear games, which, by the way, this game was actually released 1 year after MGS1. It was sort of Nintendo's, you know, not really a counter to MGS1, but maybe like an attempt at countering MGS1. You know, stealth is an option. There are plenty of guards. We will see some boss fights. And I guess another common thing is, like I said, there is some out-of-bounds things that we'll be doing in just a little bit. Okay, so again, I'm just taking, you know, tight paths as I need to avoid getting shot at. The one unfortunate thing, well, like it just did for me just then, you gain iframes when you open doors and going up and down ladders, except opening doors for some reason doesn't give you as nearly many iframes as it would on the PS2 version, so I do have to kind of get used to the fact that I am gonna get shot a lot. But not to worry, there are plenty of medkits throughout the game, mostly as part of the route, or others I just have to go out of my way like I just did there as a backup maneuver. Yes, the guy is telling me that the exit is over there. So we're gonna just use our handy dandy shotgun, take out these guards. Even though again, you don't really need to, but just for marathon safety, I'm just gonna take out the ones I need to as we go into stage 3. Let's see, and also another helpful thing about running this on easy is that your health does regenerate to full at the end of every stage, so you do not have to worry about your health as much. Alright, so this is gonna be the first laser skip. So what I'm gonna do is line myself up just right, get shot in the back, and then I'm gonna crouch down as I get up. That right there saves a few minutes. Let's see, and oh, wait a minute, I messed up. I did not get the C4 from stage 3, or stage 2, rather. Okay, not to worry. I think I was just getting a little ahead of myself. But don't worry, there will be more throughout the game. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna lose a couple minutes. Is he telling you where they are? Unfortunately not. I mean, they do kind of navigate They help you navigate throughout the game, but for right now, I'm just gonna be doing this I guess the casual way. There was a C4 in stage 2 that I forgot to get because I was just, I don't know, too busy being me, not paying attention, but not to worry. The estimate of 150 does account for things like this, as well as attempts I will try to go for later throughout the game, should they fail. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to this corner. This guard's gonna say... Alright, then we're gonna take out that sensor right there. Alright, so pretty much what I'm doing now is what the C4 out of bounds would have avoided, is having to basically do this stage. But not to worry. Alright, so I'm just gonna shoot that sensor right there, and then get shot in the back. Okay, pick up yet another key. Kinda looks like the other one. Alright, so you'll notice that I often try to duck at times when trying to avoid gunfire, which clearly didn't help me there. Okay, I'm actually kind of concerned. Woo. Okay, just barely alive. But it does showcase the different change of the music tempo, as I was talking about earlier. Unfortunate. Let's see. I believe this is gonna make me redo the stage. Or actually, no, wait, I'm wrong. Yeah, like I said, there are checkpoints. You know, I do kind of get used to the fact that there are more checkpoints in the other version of Winback where, whoops. One of the checkpoints would be right at that door I just died at. So this time I'm just gonna play it safe, get this med kit over here. I'll try to take out this guard behind the turret. Okay, so you are there, I just can't get the sweet spot. Yeah, for some reason they made this shot a lot harder to do than the PS2 version. Alright, there we go. You know, they don't entrench it as much on the PS2 version. But if you get it just right, you can take out the guard that's stationed behind that turret and you get access to the med kit. Also don't have to worry about getting, you know, shot up. Okay, so we're just gonna make our way back to get the key again to unlock this door. We're just gonna lower down a ladder to give us access to a laser sensor to take out. But yeah, I was talking about the rolling and ducking. So ducking can help with avoiding some of the gunfire. The gun trailing that you'll see from guards, they'll trail behind you most of the time. With the exception of right now where I'm basically lined up with the door. But it can help mitigate some of the stun damage you'll take when you get hit. As well as just try to evade some of it. You won't get all. You won't get it all the time, but also rolling will have different uses later. It doesn't give you any iframes, unfortunately, so it's not good for evading gunfire as you might think. Okay. So, hopefully you should be a lot better off this time. Won't get shot at the door. And then we're just gonna double back to the, that shack over there. So we can take out this sensor. Woohoo! Excuse me. All right, so there it is. There's the sensor. I'm gonna leave that rocket launcher there for now. You can grab it early. but for routing purposes, I'm just gonna leave it where it is. I will be acquiring it later on stage, I think it's stage 8. Which is gonna be right before a boss fight. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap around the corner here. And we're gonna cut right in between that guard. Ah, thank you for telling me where the exit is. It's right here. Okay. So, this is the first of many boss fights. This is Leela. And she's packing a machine gun, which she never has to stop and reload, just like the guards. So, we're just gonna do some early damage, take out the guard, and then she'll start running about while gunning. And then I'm just gonna be exchanging gunfire while trying to evade, because as you can see, the gunfire's trailing behind, and that was Leela. Wait for it. Yep, that was it. On the PS2 version, there's added voice acting. You'll hear maybe just the minimal with the N64 one, but on the PS2 version, she goes, Cecil! Alright, so, we're done with the outer grounds section. We're now entering the office sections, which is going to be the next set of stages, which is going to hopefully showcase some C4 stuff since I forgot to do it on the last one. Sorry, guys. And I guess the one thing I haven't talked about yet either is the soundtrack. It's actually really good. You know, despite what some people might think when they look at a game like this and, you know, the ridiculous storyline. But it's actually got a really good soundtrack, and personally I'm starting to like this version of the game's soundtrack more than the PS2 version, which did not only remaster the graphics, the soundtrack, the controls, added checkpoints, and also kind of corrects some of the guards' AI behavior, such as, you know, they actually have to reload their guns, whereas they do not in this one. But the soundtrack is really good, you know, so I would recommend giving this game a try, if not for just, you know, the awesome music that it has. Okay, so at times you're gonna see me shoot a guard, but not, you know, eliminate them. At times I will do this just to kind of stagger them, because as you can see, every time I get hit, I get stunned, and it applies to them as well. So what I'll do is I'll just take out the guards I need to, just to ensure just getting through, you know, quickly. While at other times I do it just to be able to get through, to reach a door, reach a switch objective, a lever, or whatever it is I need to get to. So I use the shotgun there just to take out these two guys quickly. Oh, he's telling me where to shoot. Yeah, there's an explosive box right through that gap there. How helpful of that guy to tell me. Okay, so we're gonna be using the shotgun again for this group of 3 guards that are just chilling back there. I don't know, maybe they were watching the stream too, who knows. All right, so we're just gonna fire right off the bat. It's gonna group them together. May have to fire several rounds like I just did, and that is the end of stage 4. Or I'm sorry, stage 5, I can't count. Yeah, in my splits, it was changed the other way around from 5 and 6, so shoutouts to whoever did that. Which doesn't really apply to why I said 4, but anyways. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go off to a side path, which is gonna be actually collecting the C4 explosive, which I was talking about earlier. That's gonna be for a clipping. Like I said, it can be used for both going out of bounds and to clip through objects and gaps, and we're going to be showcasing the clipping feature of that in a little bit from now. But at this point of the story, we reach the office facility, to the elevator to the elevator, I might add, which goes to the control facility that houses the Gulf satellite I was talking about. Unfortunately, the elevator that gives you access to the express elevator, the passcode was changed, which I skipped in that cutscene. So we have to find out what that passcode is. And along the way, we find out that the terrorists have planted explosives throughout the building. So yeah, I told you it is kind of like Metal Gear, sort of. Except we won't be really disarming them, we'll just be collecting them. I know, it's not as cool as using coolant spray. Okay, so we're just gonna cut across the center there to avoid getting shot by the turret. And then just make our way throughout the office facility. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna stop and shoot out this box here. Because as you'll notice, some guard encounters are either proximity, like trigger-based, meaning you have to be in a certain place in the room for them to show up. Or in this case, not only is it proximity, but it's gonna show like a little cutscene on top of it. So taking out that box just makes it easier so I don't have to actually fight those guards. I could just, you know, run on through. Again, be careful of the lasers. It is one hit only. And again, it's not easy, but it's just a thing they decided in the game. So I'm gonna aim right about there at that sensor. On the PS2 version, you would have to shoot out that box that was blocking its line of sight, but in this version, there are actually like little gaps you can take advantage of, like I just did there. It just saves you a little bit of time. Oh, excuse me guys, which way to the exit? Ah, thank you. See, they can be helpful when they're not trying to kill you. Over there. Okay, that is the end of stage 6. Okay, so it's in this cutscene that we meet up with one of our teammates, Tom, who was trying to figure out the passcode to the elevator, while at the same time we overhear a conversation from the guards that they have planted bombs throughout the facility. And so what you're seeing in the upper right corner of the screen is the bomb detector, which is actually pretty cool given the fact that this is an N64 game. You know, you actually get like a display of a bomb detector. Yes, and the guards are also excited about the fact that I have one, that they're preventing me from entering this door. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is get this guard's attention, and then shoot at this sensor right there. Shooting it from that angle prevents you from tripping that blue laser right there, which would normally play out a cutscene and it would bring in an extra group of guards. So it just makes life a little bit easier. Okay, yeah, I just want to get rid of those two guys. Okay, just making our way along here, trying to dodge the gunfire. That shotgun is very scary, and like I just said, shotguns are probably going to be one of the worst things you'll have to deal with. I did take a risk trying to run by him, but not to worry, we can do this again, hopefully without dying. Yeah, see, it's just reminding me that it's there. Alright, there we go. This went a lot nicer this time. Operation Winback aborted sounds like a badly named sequel. Well, funny enough, there actually is a follow-up to the game, which has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on here, which is Winback 2 Project Poseidon. Something I haven't played yet myself, but I don't know. I just feel like, you know, when you have so much fun in a game like this, you know, you kind of just don't want to go on to the next sequel. With the exception of Metal Gear, where it actually does get better the further you get along into it. Alright, so we're just going to try this again. Fade the gunfire. Alright, see, that time the shotgun was nice to me. It missed. As we get yet another cutscene just telling me what to do. It's saying like, hey, you got to take out this sensor over here. You can do another laser skip, but again, for marathon safety, since I'm already way behind, I'm just gonna, you know, bypass that for now. Over there. Okay, just gonna take out these guards. Okay, unfortunately I didn't take out that one right there. Some guards can come in as backup, whether if you're detected or, in this case, if you start attacking certain other ones, they'll kind of like move to a different position in the room to Spawned another guard. Not the end of the world. Wait a minute. The bomb detector's going off. A bomb. Yeah, so that red beep, the red screen and that little beep that you heard is just indicating that there is a bomb in this room. Alright, so what we're gonna do is just take out those two, use that explosive box to clear the gap. And there is the first bomb. Like I said, no coolant spray or anything, you just lean down and pick it up. I know, it's not really as cool, but that is the first of 5 bombs. We're gonna have to find a few more as we make our way back downstairs to get access to the next bomb. Oh no. Okay, that could've... Wow, they are not treating me very well in here today. Yeah, getting meleeed is probably just as bad as, you know, getting shot by gunfire. Unfortunately, they cut me off before I can actually get through them first, so I virtually had no chance to make it out without getting killed. So, we're gonna have to do this again for a 3rd time. I'm sorry. Yeah, keep in mind, this is on easy, by the way. I mean, I know some people may look at the difficulty sometimes and say, oh, well, how bad could it really be? Well, I mean, there you go. I mean, they can be bad when they want to be. Alright, it's the same thing. We're just gonna avoid an extra cutscene and not getting extra guards. Meanwhile, that guy's daydreaming and then realize, oh, wait, there's an intruder there. Alright, so this time I'm gonna go the more passive-aggressive option and just take these guys out. You know, they've already made this run a lot more complicated than it needed to be. As we take out the sensor once again. Okay, going into the room. He's gonna yell at me, I'm gonna shoot the glass. Over there. See, I can kick too. Okay, so again, just gonna take out that sensor to the laser on the other side of the room. Then we're gonna get this, huh? A bomb detector's going off again. Wait, again? Wait, did you say again? Yep, so same thing as before, just gonna clear out the guards. This guy's just refusing to... You know, the funny thing about shotguns is, while it's the scariest weapon to go up against with guards, it's also the most unpredictable weapon at times, meaning they'll survive in situations where it feels like they should be going down in one hit. I don't know. I still haven't figured out why it is what it is. Alright, so since I took out the guards earlier, this should make this a lot easier. Hopefully I won't get memed by the shotgun guard again, and thankfully I did not. Alright, so we're making our way back downstairs the way we came from earlier, as we have another checkpoint finally. So what I'm gonna try to do here is shoot out this laser through this corner. Again, there's a very high chance I might die to this. Yep, see, there I go. What I'm trying to do is line up a certain way so I can shoot this sensor through that gap in the shutter doors there. But thankfully the checkpoint is right at that door, so if you mess it up, you do have another chance to attempt this without losing that much more time. Okay, gonna try this again. Gooch forward. See if I'm close enough. Nope, gotta be a little bit closer. A little more. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so you can see right there how tight of an angle this is. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then if it fails again, I'm just gonna skip it. It just saves me the trouble having to go through another room. Okay, so we're gonna go into cover, so it lines me up with this gap. Oh, gotta be a little bit closer. A little more. Up a little more. Up a little more. Oh. Hey, there we go. Yeah, that is very hard to do, by the way. You have to flick with the analog stick in order to reach that spot. And as you can see, twice I, you know, tripped into the laser. It is very easy to screw that up. But if you get it first try, it just saves you maybe a minute of just having to go through a room and getting a cutscene of showing the 2 guards that were in the upper level there. Ah, thanks for telling me where the bathroom is. Over there. Okay, we're just gonna tap that guy in the back saying, good job, man. If you melee someone in the back, it does a karate chop where it does an insta KO. Okay, gonna take out that sensor, and then we're gonna go back in here. And we're just gonna ignore that guy. I don't know, maybe he's just doing his business. Oh yeah, we got full HP. So there's the other bomb. Funny, I feel like there was a bomb in the bathroom in MGS2 or something. Okay, so we got 2 of the bombs. We're gonna make our way back downstairs. Yeah, sometimes these guys just want to abandon the fact that they have guns and they just want to go up and melee you or knife you. You know, but thankfully, it's pretty consistent. You can tell which guards are gonna be scripted to do that over others. Okay, just gonna take out that guard, and then look at this. They did some interior redecorating. So rather than trying to take my chances with the boxes, I'm just gonna blow them up ahead of time. And then when we trigger this cutscene, you just look around, it's like, yeah, what happened here? But yeah, that switch right there, this guard is the one that's scripted to run back and press the button on it, which is rigged to all the boxes that just blew up, and everybody, including them, would go down with it. But by playing it safe, you just minimize the risk. Okay, so we met up with a few of our scat counter-terrorist teammates. That was Jake and Lisa. So as we kind of regrouped, we just kind of talked about things that have been going on, the fact that there were bombs, and they were gonna help us in the effort to collect them. So it makes it... Wait, where'd that guy go? I don't think I killed him. Hashtag never happened before. Alright, so this is gonna be the first squeezing through a gap, if you would. Gonna plant a C4 on the ground, line up against this thing, keep the camera straight, detonate it, and boom. That right there saves you at least 2 to 2.5 minutes over what would be having to go through the sewer section again, going down a ladder, deal with more guards, and then going up yet another little step ladder. For some reason in the N64 version, it is only possible to do that. I've tried doing it on the PS2 version, and for some reason the object collision and even like character to like environment relation, you know, when he's in cover mode, it just doesn't quite work the same as this one. So it is very advantageous to use the C4 whenever possible. Okay, so I'm just gonna stagger that guard so I wait for this box to get lower down so I don't run into it. Alright, then we're gonna go around here, and then we're gonna raise the water level up so I can go back. Meanwhile, this guy's gonna check out, it's like, hey, who raised the water level up? Alright, and this is probably one of my favorite things to do in the game coming up, which is kind of giving it a feel for, you know, part of what Winback is like part stealth, part action, also part arcade, where I could just hop in a turret and just, you know, let her loose. Yeah, I mean, clearly their tactics is very questionable. It's like, quick, guys, he's on the gun. Run into it. All right, same thing there. I'm just gonna stagger him so I can just cut the corner and then reach the store before the other guys show up right there. Okay, and then we're gonna make our way upstairs. Ah, thanks for leading the way, buddy. I can take it from here. Alright, so we're back up here again. This time we're gonna be going through another part of the second floor, which I didn't have access to before. Okay, we're gonna go in here. Take out this guard. Blow up that box, which is gonna kill another guard around the corner. Gonna go back in here. Okay, I'm actually gonna try to... Ooh. Okay, I was about to say, I was gonna try to play this a little risky. Try to save some time since I know I'm behind by a lot right now. Okay, it paid off. So now, funny, they put these things in to keep intruders out, but that guy decided to turn it off, making it seem like, oh, is the coast clear? Wait a minute. So he's gonna force me to go into this room, lock the door, and he's gonna be like, I gotcha. Well, little did he know I meant to go in here, so joke's on him. All right, so when you're in this room, be very, very careful. That tank right there is filled with poison gas, and those explosive boxes will set it off. It won't kill you right away, but it will show a very lengthy cutscene and guards that come in with masks on, so they won't die from it, but you slowly will. So just tread this room with caution whenever you go in here. And the same goes for them. Whether if you set it off or they will, I mean, it's not going to be a good time. Excuse me, which way did the exit? Okay, I guess they were shy. Sometimes they'll answer saying, over there! Okay, we're gonna go past this guy, open the door, and then we're regrouping with our guy Tom, who is attacking the computer network so we can try to figure out what the new passcode is. All right, so what we're gonna do here is before we turn off this trap, we're gonna aim through this gap in the door right here, blow up a box to take out a group of 3, which is also gonna show a C4 explosive here, which we're gonna need later. Okay, take out those 2. And then we're gonna aim right about there on that sensor. Oh. Aiming intensifies. Ah, there we go. In other versions of the game, like the PS2 one, like I said, you can make a shot like that, but you have to go a little bit above ground in order to get the right angle. On that one, you can still stay on that same level, but just, you know, be at the right distance. All right, so this is where I'm gonna pick up the rocket launcher. Normally you would get this on stage 3, but if you did the C4 out of bounds, you wouldn't have access to that until here, so we're just gonna collect it now. So this is our next boss fight, Leon. Nope, not the one from Resident Evil, unfortunately. But his weapon of choice is the shotgun. What we're gonna do is take out his 2 bodyguards, and then we're gonna do what I call the Pepe Jam strat, which is, you know, spamming crouch as you're waiting for his iframes to go down. Doesn't really do anything, but it's just something very fitting given the music and, you know, how goofy he is. Yep, that was Leon. As he was guarding a bomb. So we have now found 3 bombs, And then to fill in the context of the situation, Jake and Lisa, who we met up with earlier, they actually find 2 of the other bombs, so we don't actually have to go collect all 5 ourselves, thankfully. Okay, so we're gonna use that rocket launcher to blow up the boxes, and sometimes if you get lucky, it'll kill the shotgunner behind it. It's not the end of the world if you don't. Wait a minute. Who was that? But when we go back in here... Oh no. Oh no! They got Tom. F's in the chat for Tom. But before he died, he was able to figure out the passcode and wrote it on the ground with his blood. Alright, so now that we know what the passcode is, we're gonna make our way back down to the elevator. And before we do, we're gonna pick up some magazine ammo for the SMG and another C4 explosive. Okay, I guess these guys don't wanna get spotted here. If you get seen intentionally, it shows a few more guards that you can just take out right away, but for some reason the other guy just didn't even notice me. Which is hilarious despite the fact of the obvious gunfire. Okay, so with these lasers, you have to be very, very careful. Lasers in this version of the game, and I'm talking specifically the Switch version, they move really fast over what I'm personally used to. Normally with these lasers, they would go up and down like you see, but there would be like a moment where it'll pause for a second. But they just go up and down and don't stop. You know, so I mean, that is one thing I had to get used to, learning this version of the game. Okay. So you notice that I'm rolling as I'm waiting for the laser to go up and down. You must roll. Trying to crab walk underneath it isn't good enough. It's just not at the right level. Whoops. Oh, guy's just giving me a pat on the back saying, good job. But I'm not gonna take any chances. You know, because I have a feeling he'll just shoot me as I try to open the door. Your profile isn't low enough when you try to crab walk underneath the laser, but if you roll, it makes it just a little bit low. Enough to where you can just clear right through it safely. Alright, so we're back in here again. And you know what that means? Well, more guards, some water, some boxes, and yes, more turret time. Yeah, I don't know. Clearly, they didn't pay attention to, you know, what the other group did. Alright, so these guys always drop ammo. Like I said, ammo can be found throughout the game if it's just on the ground somewhere, in a box container, or in this case, some guards are just scripted to drop them. Okay, so we're just gonna go around him as he tries to knife me. Thank God for iframes. Oh, I guess he wasn't too happy about me avoiding him, but too bad. Alright, so we're gonna make our way back down to the lower levels where that elevator was. Also, you want some entertainment? Watch this guy. He is always scripted to run into that laser. And the same thing with the PS2 version, they just kept that. Like, maybe it was his first day on the job and he's like, oh, wait, an intruder, I got him. Poor guy. Okay, I'm just gonna do this the other way. If you get lucky, you can just aim at the guard in the middle, take him out, and then just run through. But other times, yeah, it's just better to take him out. Okay, so we're gonna be doing another C4 clip. Which is part of why I collected that C4 explosive just before the Leon boss fight earlier. So what we have to do is trigger this cutscene so we get to that laser trap in the front to intermittently turn on and off. While the game just showcases saying, okay, you gotta take out this sensor, then you gotta get this one over here. But you know what? We're not gonna do any of that. We're gonna take out this guard. Okay, wait for the laser to turn on and off. Out of safety, I'm just gonna grab this med kit. I do have enough health to survive it, but I don't know, I've just been not sure with this run so far. So we're gonna plant it on the ground there, go into cover, keep the camera straight. And just like that, you just kind of push on through. Saves you probably another minute and a half of having to deal with the guards and the laser traps. Okay, next boss fight. So we're finally down the elevator to the express elevator, and yep, it's guarded by one guy. It's Grenadier Ryan, whose weapon of choice is the SMG and grenades. And when you hear the saying, "I'll guard this to my dying breath," well, this guy is serious. I mean, he just does not move from the elevator no matter what you do to him. I mean, you can shoot him away from the elevator and the game's just gonna make him run right back to it like he just did. But unfortunately, that guy got the last laugh since he, just before he died, he set a grenade off on the control panel to the express elevator and it was unusable. So, it's not the end of the game, even though that would be funny if that's how it ended. There is actually another access point into the control center facility. The express elevator in its name is the fastest way, but there is a freight elevator, which is in a factory section close by. It'll take us a little bit to get there. But just kind of giving context of like where we're at in the story so far. Okay, gotta take out those two, then trigger this auto-scroller of boxes that glide forward in water, don't ask me how. While we take out these guards. Okay, just one more. Also, if I have time, I'll try to do this. Smiley. All right, there we go. Let's see. I don't think I talked much about the SMG shotgun pistol relationship. So like I said at the beginning, the pistol is kind of the preferred weapon the majority of the time. Not only just out of not having to get ammo for it. But SMG, while it has like the lowest damage output, it has the longest target lock range. And the shotgun, while it has the lowest target lock range, it also has good firepower up close, which I debate is questionable throughout parts of the run. So you'll be seeing me use these three weapons in addition to the rocket launcher in certain situations, but out of convenience, the pistol is kind of like your best weapon. It does good damage, has good lock-on range, you never have to collect ammo for it, so it just makes your life easier. And I try to sparingly use the other sub-weapons, but only when necessary, basically. Alright, so we're gonna make our way up to this level for, I think it's like the third time. Alright, so now look at this, right? You know, these guys get a new ability where they can kick boxes with their legs, but little did they know I can use it against them. Yeah, just blow it up while they go up next to it. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take out this guard that's closest to the door, and only take out the box next to the other one. Because for some reason, if you take out guards completely in certain areas, it's gonna trigger a cutscene with more guards that'll spawn in. It's like that throughout many points of the game, so there are moments where I'll leave guards up on purpose. Not only just to like run past them and move on, but it's also to prevent others from showing up. Okay, this is not a good angle to be on. Thank you, good sir. He was telling me the med kit is over there. Wait, where is he? I was trying to pull a fast one on me. Why is he gotta be doing a dance and opening the door? I still don't have an answer for that. I mean, it's just as ridiculous in the PS2 version of Winback when he's opening doors. Except I feel like he opens doors faster on this one than the PS2 port. I have to time it. But just from muscle memory, it feels like it opens faster in this one. Okay, so we're about to wrap up the office section. And then watch how he opens his door. I always love this. Man, even with a gun in hand, he just opens it with both arms like that. I love it. Alright, so we're gonna use that explosive box to get 2 of the 3 guards. We'll shoot the 3rd. And then while we're at it, we'll just collect some shotgun shells before we go on to the factory. Okay, so coming up is gonna be a big skip here, where we're gonna shortcut to the end of the stage, going into this corner. Now, this is gonna be really difficult, so I'm just gonna have to focus for a little bit. I have to line up a certain way while using C4 again. So I want to try to get Jean-Luc to be in the middle of these barrels as possible while taking cover on the left barrel, not the right one. I'll explain why in a second. Okay, let's try this. Hey, I got it. So what I just did is, when I take cover, it puts Jean-Luc as flat against the object as possible. And I planted C4 while in cover, which is going to put it directly in front of me, and then push the C4 right through the barrels. This saves a lot of time having to go through the whole stage, basically. And this area isn't a secret or anything. Like, you're meant to go over here if you notice it, just to find ammo, but you can also use that as a shortcut. Now, guess what? Yep, more explosive boxes. They've run out of places to put them in, so they're like, hey, you know what? We'll just store them in here. What's the worst that can happen? So we're gonna take out these 2 before they get any ideas. And we're just gonna run like crazy before they blow up the boxes, because they can and will. Yep. There's not really any areas to take cover in there if the boxes start going off one at a time. So 99% of the time you're dead if you're caught in there. Workers were like, where do we put these? Supervisor was all, this way. Yep, that's exactly how it went. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out these 3 while evade the turret. And then when we get close enough, he's gonna abandon it. And just like before, we're not gonna eliminate him, we're just gonna buy time to get the key, and then we're just gonna leave him there. If you take him out and try to approach the key, it shows another unskippable cutscene with guards that show up, and it kind of prompts you to use the turret against them, but we're not gonna do that. Alright, next boss fight is... Wait, the Fury? Well, it's not really the Fury, but he does have a flamethrower. It's actually Sergeant Thunder, I know, what an oxymoron, but yes, it is... Sergeant Thunder's weapon of choice is a flamethrower. It hurts a lot, so you want to stay away from it. I know it sounds stupid saying that, but trust me, this thing does hurt a lot, even on easy, when you get caught up in it. Okay, one more hit. Yep, they even had to make him blow up, too. Alright, so that was the Sergeant Thunder fight. And now we're just going to be making our way on to the next stage. And also, I dig this factory music on the N64, by the way, so Pepe Jam's all around. All right, so what I just did there is I turned on the power to those gondolas up there where I was just in. Except we're not going to be really using them a whole lot. From a really tight shot you can make, which is something I only realized just recently that could be done. So I'll explain that when we get there. Oh, missed that guy. All right, no biggie. All right, so we're gonna stand right about here, take out this sensor for a laser trap. And we're just gonna run by and maybe just shoot that guy just for safety. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna lean up against this wall, on cover, and we're gonna aim, look off to the right, and then if I get it just right, sorry about the camera, it spazzes out when you do this. Okay, just a little more to the right, boom. So what that does is it turns off the electric circuit to this door so you can get access to this key way faster. You don't have to go across this room 3 times in these mechanical gondolas. You only have to do it once. This saves a lot of time. You know, since going across these things is auto-scroller, aka, I don't know, take a break, aka troll at the guards. But yes, as you would expect, they do have laser traps. I mean, they have an assortment of traps throughout this game. Yeah, right now I'm just demonstrating how forgetful they can be. It's like, wait, was there an intruder there? I thought I saw something. Wait, there it is again. Oh yeah, look how those 2 guys are stuck. Well, one of them is. Oh wait, there he is. Yeah, they're very, very forgetful. Same thing with the PS2. Except the N64 one, I think they're even worse. All right, so right here, we're gonna be doing a shortcut. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line Jean-Luc up against this container, keep the camera as straight as I can get, and then I'm just gonna turn it ever so slightly so I can get the this little like interact prompt with the ladder if I get it just right. All right, hold on, let me line it back up again. Yep, there we go. Yeah, so you have to see like this little like blue rectangle, which indicates that you can interact with it. And if you get it just close enough on the right angle, you can actually touch it through the other side of that container. Because normally you'd have to go all the way around, you know, and move a container over, which I already just did, but it just saves you probably like a minute. All right, so we're just gonna run on through. Over there. And then go down this ladder. Ah, thank you. He was telling me which way the terminal was. For yet another turd sequence. Okay, they're gonna deal with some guards that show up. Okay, I'm gonna take out that box just for safety precautions. I probably don't even need to, but I always get this eerie feeling that they're gonna use them against me. So what I just did there is I moved some of the boxes around with the conveyor system that's in here, which allows me to continue onto the rooftop. So I can gain access to a sensor that'll open the last door to the stage exit. Okay, pick up another C4. As we make our way up, down, and around, and up another ladder. All right, now we're on the rooftop. And as you can guess, it's heavily guarded. Now, again, we're not going to take out all of them, just only the ones I need to prevent other guards from spawning in. Alright, so here's the sensor. Gonna aim right there, and then go right back up the ladder again. Alright, then I'm just gonna shoot this guy once so I can get access to the ladder, and then, yep, they just stare at me. This way! Yeah, like I said at the beginning, yeah, I don't actually get to hear that in this game. It's very disappointing. I got so used to it when I ran the PS2 version for a year. But it's still a fun game to play. I don't know, I just felt like kicking him. Winback Papega aim operations. That sums it up very well. Alright, so we're through that one. Alright, this one's pretty short. Not much to see here. Just run past the bridge. And then we're gonna karate chop this guy. Karate chop this guy. Take out those two. And we're gonna blow up these barrels. Alright, and it's gonna clear the way and take out some guards at the same time, so it's very convenient. Alright, just gonna run through, past the guards. And then while I'm at it, I think I'll just collect some ammo while I'm here. Normally you just keep running through, but I'm just gonna play it safe. Alright, gonna blow up that box, take out this guy. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Sometimes the camera can be a little weird. Then we're gonna run across here and then watch all the guards disappear, because when you cross that line, it faces out all the guards. Alright, so for this room, there's gonna be a few things we're gonna have to do, other than just taking out these guards. I know, shocker. We have to destroy a lock that controls the containers in here. There's some cranes that'll lift them up and down. So we're just gonna make our way to an open spot in that window right there. Alright, so there's the lock. Ah, thank you. Alright, so you just take that out. Now it unlocks the door. And then just make our way back. Also for safety measure, I'm gonna take out that explosive box right there. Because I'm gonna have to cross through that corner in just a little bit. Oh, he wasn't shooting me in the back. He was trying to propel me forward. Trying to help me along. Alright, just gonna grab some ammo. And then we're gonna turn on the cranes. Again, you could skip these cutscenes where it kind of shows like a, I don't know, like an overpan view or whatever you call it. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use this box to take out these three. And then when this container goes down and goes back up, that's my cue to run for it. It's timed consistently that if you run through it when this one goes up, you can make it all the way across the room before it closes off. And there you go. You thought you were watching a TV show? I mean, well, believe me, you do get your entertainment value out of this. Alright, so same deal, we're just gonna run through. I'm gonna take out this barrel. Sometimes the guards will do it when they're trying to hit you and it hits the barrel, but again, I'm just gonna play things safe right now. And then even though I probably don't need it, I'm just gonna grab this anyway for our next boss fight, which is against, wait, Raven? Over here! Well, he's got a minigun, but it's actually Duke, which, as you might guess, it's actually a ripoff from Duke Nukem. Well, it's Duke Nukem with a minigun, basically. So same thing, you just attack, evade the gunfire, attack, evade the gunfire. And listen to him say, "Mo!" See? I told you get your entertainment value out of this. Alright, so we're just gonna run to the end of the stage. Not much to see here, just evade bullets. Guards yelling at you. Hey, don't mind me, guys. Just passing through. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up this flashlight since I didn't get it earlier. I did that skip in the factory with those C4 earlier. Honestly, I don't think you really need it, but just for today, I'm just gonna grab it just to have it. You know, doesn't really cost you too much. Yep, as you can figure, like I said, the shotgun spread is unpredictably random. So we're gonna use this C4 to clear out these boxes. And then pick up some more ammo. Okay, just gotta be very careful with these lasers. Oh! Man, if only you guys could see the grin on my face right now, right as I said that. Okay, well, thankfully it's not too far to go back, but it does demonstrate the point why I hate these lasers so much. Alright, there we go. Right weapon for the job. Alright, so again, I'm just gonna use the C4, plant it on the ground. The guy's gonna try to get me. Blow it up. Okay, this time I'm gonna be really, really cautious with the lasers. I promise. Alright, there we go. Well, I guess we can enjoy some yellow bar music while we're at it. Now, there's a really big skip you can do here, which again, for marathon safety, and given that I've already died plenty, I'm not going to even bother to go for it. But what I will do is blow this up early. It'll just make life easier when I come back. But basically, what the skip would do is that guard I just took out there, you would actually use him to do a laser skip through that trap right there. And that way you don't have to go through this sewer section coming up here. It's very risky. You have to redo the stage if you die to the trap. But it does save you a lot if you get it. Alright, come on now. Should be another one, which I'm gonna leave him up. You know, just to show how funny this is coming up. Yeah, so you see how he's being pushed by the box right now? We'll just listen closely in a little bit. Yep, lasers work both ways, my friend. Wow. That guy is a beast. Just took 3 shotgun runs like it was no big deal. Alright, so we're at the rail yard, where we're gonna have to access this laser sensor right above that container there in order to exit the stage. So, like I said, if you did the risky laser skip, you wouldn't have to go through this cutscene. You wouldn't have to deal with these guards that spawn in. Again, I'm just taking out that barrel for safety. So again, this is where you would normally come through if you did that skip. Alright, we're gonna load up some ammo here. And then as you notice with the SMG, it does use up a whole clip when you reload, regardless of how many or little bullets are in that clip. So be very, very careful when you choose to reload. I've had wasted, you know, fully good magazines doing that before. The shotgun and the pistol, for whatever reason, are the only exceptions where you can reload regardless of what's in it and you won't really lose out on anything. The SMGs are the ones where they'll punish you if you reload at the wrong time. Okay, there's one guard over there. Haha, see what I did there? Alright, there's a sensor. Boom. Hey, thanks, guy. Alright, so now we're just gonna run like crazy to the exit. Just evading gunfire as much as I can. Alright, then we're just gonna mash on this door. Okay, that's fine. If I get shot while the door is opening, that's okay. That's a little bit of an animation skip, but you want to be able to get through. Without the guards killing you first. Alright, there's another laser clip you could do in those barrels there, but I haven't figured it out yet, so I'm just gonna not bother this time. It just saves you having to go up this this ladder section. It's not too big of a time save, but it is convenient to get it. That's weird. I don't know why he teleported back in front of me. Never happened before. So for this turret, we're going to do is we're going to debate it by shooting at me first so it moves the barrel over. In order for me to run safely across. I like when I come to this part, the game's like, okay, you have two choices. You can go with that facing with the turret, or just run that way. Yeah, I'm just gonna run that way. Alright, same thing again. Turret. Or just go that way. Yeah, I'm just gonna go that way again. Alright, so now you got this group of 4 guarding the boxes. They must guard it with their life. At least I like to think that. Instead, what we're gonna do is just take out the one closest to the door and his box. And then just run to the door. Not directly, Bubba Bando. Because the turrets will kill you really fast if you're not in cover or take them out first. But there are ways of taking them out, which, for running this game, it's not even worth it. Alright, so that right there is the freight elevator. But just before we can access the control center, we have a boss fight first. You know, whose name is Gunt. I know, what a name. And his weapon of choice is the rocket launcher. So, same thing as before, I'm just gonna let him fire, I'll evade, but I have to be very mindful of where the rockets detonate, because the splash damage is ridiculously wide than it appears. God, I can never get over that. Alright, so that is that. Alright, so I'm gonna go for something I just figured out for myself, not too long ago with trying to get through this room without them shutting the door at the end. It is possible to do this on the PS2 without having to do this, but for some reason on this version, they made it a lot more strict. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this corner. They'll blow up the box on me, which is fine. I'm just gonna aim at this guard there. Aim at the guard by the terminal. Okay, that's... Okay, there we go, I got him. Then we're gonna get this guy. Oh, that's not good. Actually, I don't even see him. Alright, I'll try it. If this'll work or not. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'll actually reset it. It's really quick. What this will do is you won't have to go into a side room and then go through a door to get through. So I'll probably lose like maybe like another 30-40 seconds. I mean, what's another death in this run, right? So basically what I'm trying to do is take out those 3 guards by the computers there. The one in the middle is the one that actually will shut the door, but if any of those 3 are up there, it will just assume that you triggered the event where they close it. It's really dumb. Same thing, I'm just gonna try to snipe. Well, he's getting me first, but that's okay. I'm just trading shots here. Okay, we got him. Got him. And we got him. Awesome. Now we can run through. Yep, dude's just daydreaming, and then it's like, wait, there's an intruder, close the door. So as you can see, they shut the door on me, but very late. On the PS2 version, you would only have to just buy yourself time and then, you know, blow up a box in the corner and then it just allows you to get through. I'm not sure why it works that way. But with that one there, you're just taking out the guards by the terminal and then just run for it. But the hard part, as you can see, was the really obnoxious angle that you have to work with. Oh yeah, but I think I neglected to mention that we're in the control center now, which is a labyrinth of rooms and, you know, guards and a bunch of other things we gotta do. But man, also listen to that eerie music, dude. I love it. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna step forward just enough to get access to the sensor if these guys don't push me too far first. And then what that does there is you can shoot out the sensor and keep the door open. This way you just don't have to open up the door twice. It's something that can be done quite a bit throughout the game. Oh, look, that's where we were earlier for the boss fight. Yep, and they're just reminding me that they're there. Thank you, guy. Yeah, but now we go from eerie music to yellow bar Pepe Jam music. Oh, man, where am I going? See, when in doubt, you gotta listen to the guards, man. I should follow my own advice. See, it even has a nice little exit sign on there. All right, so for this section, there's the elevator shaft that's gonna lead up to the control room. But it's gonna be quite a while before we can actually use it. So for now, it's just evading more gunfire, using the iframes of going up and down ladders to our advantage. Whoa, okay, I did that again, that's weird. Alright, so we're gonna run in here to disarm a laser trap if I can actually get in here. There we go. Okay, I gotta take out the glass. Got that guy so I can actually shoot the trap. There it is. Okay, just to be fair, he broke that glass, whatever broke, not me. I mean, I'm not always the one responsible for breaking stuff. Okay, so another bit of a, you know, not really auto-scroller, but you're just waiting for these containers to move along once you activate it. And then while we wait, we're just gonna take out that guard. Whee! Ugh. And I'm gonna blow out this barrel here for safety. Okay, you know, I'm actually glad that I did that little, like, movement desync, because that prevented me from running into them. Blessing in disguise. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna trigger this event to happen with these two guards and, you know, be like, oh no, an encounter. So you're meant to go this way, but for some reason, if you trigger that encounter with those guards on that conveyor belt there, they'll disappear when you come back. You know, so like it'll kind of phase them out. Okay, we're gonna move some more containers, then we're gonna go up to here and see this guy laying on the floor. Okay, and then we're just gonna run up alongside the wall here. Turn on the switch, which is gonna lift that set of containers there so I can exit to the next section. Ah, right you are, my man. It is over there.
Over there!
Okay, gotta blow up that barrel so I can go back. Okay, that guy's lying. He's just tricking you.
Over here!
So, right there is where those two guards were earlier, but since I already triggered it, they won't show up again. The guard's HP is not really based on any, like, visual type. Like, a single headshot is always, like, an insta-kill. With the exception of shotguns, since for some reason the damage output is random, meaning they can just survive a direct shot to the head with it, with a shotgun. I mean, I guess there are certain types where they'll go down, like, let's say in 3 pistol hits versus, like, 5+ more. But it's not too big of a deal. Alright, so we activated that door so we can go through. Alright, then we're gonna watch this guy fall down. Or just phase out of existence, that's fine. So normally you'd have to go around this area to get access to that switch and disarm a trap. Instead, we're just gonna use this very convenient rocket launcher I collected earlier. Killed the guard behind the turret, and then not have to do any of that. Works exactly the same way as the PS2 version. Doing that saves you just, you know, 2 to 3 minutes of aggravation. You know, of having to go around, double back, and then as well as wait for a container to lift up and drop on that turret barricade. Okay, get a fixed cutscene here, and so we're just gonna keep running. Maybe get shot in the back, yep. Okay, that is not cool. Yeah, these guys with the pistols, when they go to melee you, they always use a knife, and knives do way more damage than any other, like, regular melee attack that they can do against you, and yeah. Definitely don't want to mess with those guys up close. Okay, so we're just gonna stagger him so I can cut the corner faster. Okay, go through the door, turn right. And again, stagger this guy, or just kill him, that's fine. Sometimes a headshot unintentionally is the best way. Okay, there's a guard over here. Collect some ammo. Whoa, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. For some reason my fixed target lock turned on at a really awkward time. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move these containers over. And then try to cut this corner before that container closes it off, and I got it. And then because I got hurt, I'm gonna grab some med kit here. Again, normally you just keep running, but, you know, if your health is too low, there's a med kit off to the side there, and then you can just keep going. That shortcut I just took before the container blocked it off I think the time save on PS2 when I was timing it was around maybe like 45 seconds, maybe up to a minute if you're really lucky with, you know, guards not shooting you or anything. So I'm willing to guess it might be roughly the same on this one. Which is, again, it's still faster to go through that shortcut before it closes off than not going for it. Okay, gotta take out that guy. And then remove the container again. And then hop down this ladder. Alright, so we dropped into this, like, I don't know, not really like a conference room, but whatever it is. This will allow me to lift up doors that were indicated as red to blue, like you just see there. This will allow me to exit the stage. Okay, come on now. Alright, that's fine, I guess. Yeah, sometimes they can be a little fussy when you're trying to go through doors. And we go to our next boss fight, which is against Banderas. Alright, so what we're going to do here is bypass this motion trip sensor, which is rigged to those barrels, which is going to make him run back to the other room. And his weapons of choice are dual SMGs. And once you get his health about roughly a third down, you'll hear guards spawn in, and because I didn't trip the sensor, they will, and it'll kill them. So I can just keep focusing on Banderas here. I mean, if you were reading the text, it was saying, "What the hell is happening? This sucks. It really sucks." That's why I love him. Like, he'll actually say that on the PS2 port because they dubbed it. But in this one, you just have to live with the good. Alright, so, catching up with where we're at in the story, the bad guy leader, Cecil, finds out that we infiltrated the control center and deactivated power to the elevator that gains access to where he's at. So while our teammates that are in here at this point, Jake and Lisa, are trying to fight their way through, we're going back to turn on the power source to that elevator so we can actually, you know, continue the rest of the game. So it's a little bit more backtracking. Okay, don't mind me, just going down the ladder, just passing through. Yep, thank you for telling me which way to go. Yep, like I said, lasers work both ways. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna collect some ammo along the way, and I'm gonna save some for later when I come back. Also, that Pepe Jam music. Yeah, that guy's deaf. You know, clearly the guy was saying, "Over there!" Just wasn't paying attention. Maybe he was listening to some tunes or something. Sort of like a guard I know in, the Tanker. And then while we wait, let's do some more Pepe Jam squats, shall we? Alright, so you go across the bridge and, oh no, what's this? Oh, look at that, he's gonna activate the bridge while I'm on it in an effort to try to kill me. But little does he know I can use their own traps against them while missing in good fashion. Okay, then we're gonna run back and have a word with this guy for operating the bridge while I'm on it. You know, in a way of saying I didn't appreciate that. And then more Pepe Jam squats. All right. So what we're gonna do here is go into this side room, which is blocking a sensor I need to destroy in order to make my way back through the controlled labyrinth again, as I sometimes call it. Also rip that guard that just ran into the laser. Okay, I think I got everybody. I'll find out if I'm wrong in a little bit. Yeah, be very careful with these lasers. I remember when I was playing this growing up that when the lasers cross over, they can definitely feel like they're an optical illusion at times. Like, it's really hard to tell which lasers is in front and which one isn't. Okay, same thing. We're just gonna take our time with these lasers. Wow, these guys are tanks. Okay, through the lasers, thankfully. This guy's gonna say, stop. Okay, never mind, he just doesn't feel like saying stop. All right, probably one of my favorite boss fights, just from an entertainment perspective. And I'm actually gonna turn on my flashlight so maybe you guys could see him better. Again, I don't really need it, but just for, well, I guess I'll let the fight explain itself. So, say hello to Jin, everybody. Weapon of choice is a pistol, explosive darts, and he has a very maniacal laughter. And he runs around really fast. Ooh, that dodge, though. All right, wait for it. Man, his death was so bad that even the game couldn't show it. But yeah, that was Jin. It's a fight that you only get, which, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this at all this entire run. But there's actually 2 different endings you can get in Winback. It's solely based on the IGT time, meaning how long it takes for you to reach this control center. If you take longer than 3 hours, you'll get a cutscene showing the bad guys firing off the Golf satellite weapon again, which you're then scripted to get the bad ending. If you get here in less than 3 hours, which is, you know, totally incentivized by just speedrunning it, you're then scripted for the good ending, which doesn't really change anything other than the fact that you're gonna get more people that'll survive at the end and, you know, a few more cool boss fights. Wow, nice hit detection there. But yeah, so, I mean, I've heard rumors that there's a third ending. I'm actually not sure if that's true. Because, like, good ending is, you know, get in here in less than 3 hours. Bad ending is, you know, allowing the weapon to be fired at least once and then getting here, in, you know, later than 3 hours, obviously. And then I think a third ending is where you allow the weapon to be fired twice. I'm not sure, but again, it's like you have to wait a ridiculously amount of in-game time in order to get any of that to happen. Because throughout the run, it's timed RTA, since again, if you do die, it will revert to the time that you registered, whether if you entered the stage or through a checkpoint. So IGTs are good for running these as ILs, you know, separate missions. But if you're doing a full run, it's just RTA all the way. So we're gonna go in here, and then we're gonna give this guy a pat on the back. Turn on the power. To that labyrinth we were in earlier. And then we're gonna lift this container up so I can actually open the way to exit the stage. I'm gonna check my ammo, and we're okay for ammo, but for marathon safety, I'm just gonna grab these. Again, it's very helpful to know where these like ammo supplies are throughout the game. Okay, we're gonna make our way back down. And watch him open this door again. Damn, I love that. You know, it's like he opens it up with two hands, with a gun in hand. Doesn't matter, man. Just Jean-Luc makes it happen. No thank you. Alright, so we're back up here again. So as you can imagine, it's gonna be pretty similar to what we did before. Layout's just modified a little bit differently. Guards are in different places. But fortunately, there are no ambush guards that I'm aware of. So same thing as before, we're gonna activate this switch once I can actually do it. And then we're gonna cut the corner before it gets closed off, and there we go. So not nearly as difficult as the first one. There's not as many guards that can interrupt your movement going into it. But just like before, it does save you a lot of time having to go around through it and deal with more guards. Excuse me. Thanks. What? He was in the way. I just nudged him. Alright, so down here. Gonna take out these two. Then a third that walks in. Gonna cut across here. Alright, that's fine. Man, that is some top tier shooting if I say so myself. You know, anytime you gotta use more than one weapon to deal with these guys, it's not a good day. Alright, gonna take out those guys, and since we got plenty of shotgun shells, I'm just gonna pick up that pile there, not go for the other one. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run and hug the left corners. And once they open up the door there, I just run right on through and straight to the elevator. All right, and that's stage 28. Wow, that guy can't make up his mind which way he's going. Which way? Let's ask. Okay, he answered with a shotgun, but I think he meant to say, this way. All right, just gonna move around this guard. Now we're going into the next boss fight, which again is good ending only. Which is Death Mask. His weapon of choice is pistol, just like Jin, but he's dual wield. So before we can deal with him, we're gonna deal with his bodyguards first. Also, Pepe jammed to this music, by the way. Okay, so he's back there, and he chose to hide behind a bunch of barrels, which is, I don't know, Papega-like. So we're just gonna use that against him and just trade shots with him. don't know if that was a man or a ghost when he said that. But hey, it's Winback, man. Anything goes. So at this point of the story, Lisa got captured by the enemy. Cecil kind of informs us of, you know, that he has her. He betrays Cecil. He betrays the terrorist leader Kenneth in an effort to try to, you know, take over the situation since, you know, I'm in here. You know, and someone else kind of went up to Cecil and tried to take him out. I won't say who it is yet. Supposed to be a suspenseful revealer on who the traitor in the counter-terrorist unit is, because someone was assassinating part of our teammates along the way. Tom. It was Tom, Steve, and then there was a few others, Matt and Law, who were not taken out by the traitor, but by Cecil, the bad guy, who kind of looks like Liquid in a way. I mean, again, I'm sure they didn't have Metal Gear in mind when they were making this game. It was just purely a coincidence. Actually, there is a Mike. Unfortunately, he was taken out by Banderas right before we did the boss fight. I know, shocker. Oh, sorry, spoilers, by the way. But yeah, so like, let's see if I can list off all the SCAT team members. All right, so we got Jean-Luc, obviously. Also have Jake, Lisa, Matt, Law, Steve, Mike, and whoever our mystery traitor is. Man, that moment when you try to free aim and you just end up target locking anyway. But yeah, the targeting in this game, as you can imagine, it could work a few ways. The one that I'm on right now on the settings is manual. There's an auto setting, which means the camera and your aiming move together, which is not advisable for speedruns. I mean, it can be fine for just playing the game. But for manual, it allows camera and movement, like with your aiming, independent of each other, so that's what I prefer. But more on the aiming itself, you could just go center lock to center, or use a target hitbox, which can follow a target. Oh, I have SMG ammo. So that right there is like a snap to center where it'll try to aim at the closest target based on where your camera is looking. Then you could do like a follow target like I just did there for a second. I tend to use the follow target lock for boss fights as it's really convenient. Maybe not so much for guards, depending on the situation. But I guess more or less my point is, free aiming in this game can be a challenge. That's why I tend to use snap to center. But it also depends on what your aiming speed is. I highly recommend do not use default settings for aiming. They're slow, average, and fast. I'm on slow with the intent that I go for like these quick center to snap headshots. Average and fast are way too much, my opinion. But again, if you're trying to play the game, you can use whatever you want. But if you're speedrunning, I recommend not using anything above slow. But again, it's just whatever works for you. Oh yeah, I got some ammo now. Dude's daydreaming. Alright, so in this room, it's armed to the teeth. I mean, you got dual-wielding turret barricades, an assortment of barrels, some guards. I mean, surely nothing can go wrong in here, right? Well, little did they know I can actually, once again, use their own defenses against them by just aiming at a magical sweet spot right in between the gap there. Blow up all the barrels and just like that, no more defenses. Okay, collect some more ammo. Alright, so we're gonna go into this conference room where Lisa was being held. Turns out she's alive, but she tells us that there's someone waiting for us in the control room to settle things. Which again is kind of, you know, it's kind of leading up to the mystery of like who the traitor is. So we're on our way to the actual control room now. Oh, I didn't get those barrels. That's okay, I could just take them out of here. Normally I would want to take those out sooner. So I can use it against them and not me. Okay, I'm actually gonna run back for that med kit. Yeah, I can see normally when you open the door, you aim for the barrels, but I didn't do it fast enough. So, no biggie. I just don't want to add any further delay to this run than it already has. Alright. So for this room, I'm gonna take out these two guards. Now, normally this would be a point in the run where most people would just throw their hands up and say, well, how in the world do I get past this? There's a turret that's blocking you off, but thankfully I have a rocket launcher to deal with him. Because normally, if you try to take out that box and charge forward, this turret will take you out, unless if you can somehow get lucky and go off to the side to get a shot in. But the rocket launcher comes very handy for that one. I actually carried it for the longest time specifically for that turret. Because I just couldn't think of a better way to get through it at the time, which, as I later found out, that's just what most people did. So, I took out those two first before I triggered more guards to come in once I crossed this corner. As you can see right over there, there's backup. As we get to last of 2 rooms left, before we get to the end game, finally. So this is an assortment of lasers and shield doors. We're just gonna be raising and lowering them and taking out traps. And taking out guards along the way. Alright, so for the most part, when I expect these encounters, they're scripted. In case you're wondering, like, when do I know when I need to be, like, ready to, you know, exchange gunfire. So the convenient factor for most of the run is a lot of these encounters you get are scripted. Some of the ones are triggered based, whether if it's by proximity, being in an area, or you take out all the guards in a certain spot and then it spawns more. But other ones like these so far are scripted, you know, so it's just playtime experience that just gives you a good feel for when it's time for a fight. Alright, we're gonna let that close. Now, this laser trap is probably the second worst in the game. The one in the office section where you had like barely in your room, I feel like is the worst one. But see how fast this thing moves? And you have to take out a sensor that's putting you in harm's way in order to get it, so I'm gonna try to do this quickly. Got it. I mean, that is terrifying when I did that the first time, by the way. Trying to figure out the right timing and getting out of the way of the laser just in time before you get killed. Oh yeah, and just to demonstrate how deadly lasers are. See what I mean? Yep, don't try this at home. Alright, so we're gonna trigger a group of 3 here. Alright, then we're gonna go back into cover, just take them out with the shotgun, make life easier. Man, I was going ham with the shotgun. Let's go. Alright, this is the last area I gotta get through in order to beat the stage finally. Stage 30 is by far the longest. It just gives you the most things to do. You know, basically. Okay, how is that guy not dead? This is why I question the shotgun's reliability at times. If you ever wonder why I just throw my hands up at times, well, I mean, it's moments like that that just really question why I do what I do, or why I'm made to suffer. Alright, so, just gonna take out the last set of guards in good fashion. And you know what, for good measure, let me try to take out the sensor with this rocket launcher since I no longer need this. Yeah, I don't need the sub-weapons anymore at this point. Oh yeah, fun fact, that elevator right there that you see, that's the express elevator, by the way. So just imagine if they didn't go through the effort of sabotaging it. We could have made it here way faster. Alright, so the traitor of the SCAT team unit is none other than Commander Dan. So, enjoy the awesome music while I blow up barrels. And then get to the first of 2 boss fights here. So if you're wondering, well, why would the commander of your unit be the traitor? And again, it's not voice acted, so I'm just gonna have to, you know, do my best to compensate.
Sarkosian? As in
Oh,
from
you guys
Sarkosia?
thought you wouldn't hear that, but yes, I had that ready. But long story short, Commander Dan is related to the terrorist leader Kenneth. It's actually his half-brother. And he, you know, basically went traitor in an effort to try to help resolve the conflict that his brother was trying to deal with. So this is Cecil. We're just gonna use a turret against him, and that is time. Sorry, Cecil, you are indeed not invincible to gunfire, as much as you think you are. But that is the run. Sorry that it went longer than it should have. I do feel bad that I didn't get a chance to do the C4 out of bounds on stage 3, but I hope you guys had fun watching it. Like I said, I've been running Winback for over a year. I started with the PS2 version. I've recently just started doing this N64 one when the expansion pack came out on the Switch. I've been trying to get my run down closer to world record pace, which is a 1:19:21 by Bebop Bandit. But I do hold the world record for PS2 easy any percent, which is a 1:48:56. It is beatable. But I am trying to get to hopefully world record pace in this version as well. So to summarize what happens, we save the day, satellite blows up, and that's it. So yeah, go ahead, House. I'm sorry.
All right. That was Winback Covert Operations by JosephJoestar. Keep it up in chat. Give it the claps. Thank you so much for showing us this great game, especially now since we have a new way to access it. Fantastic. We're moving on in the run, marathon actually, with the run Magic Sword 3 European Extreme in the Tuxedo. That's even more difficult than just European Extreme by Apache Smash, and we'll be back after just a short intermission. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.